Hi everyone. Sorry, my computer's having a bit of a heart attack. This is Katie Carney for Katie Carney Stitching, and this is my Flosstube number 90. And really, this is kind of a disaster zone. It's a mess right here. I have a lot of haul and some retreat. I want to call it a conference because it's at a conference center. So in my world, that is a conference, not a retreat. But it's a retreat, and I leave on Thursday. It is Saturday. Excuse me for just rubbing my nose. Flosstube itchy nose right here. So this is my Flosstube number 90. It's going to be a hodgepodge of a great many crafts and a great many hobbies and just a great many. I'm actually in a sweater that I will show you in a minute. It's an FFO, and I wore it on my birthday, which was last week. So I hope that you're all well, and let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to show you this finished object first. First, I apologize. Like over here, that's my my pills are all out because I'm trying to get them ready. And I was in the middle of doing my pills last night and figured out that I was short one. Got to get it at CVS today. Luckily, I noticed. And then my desk over here that you can't see is littered in Fra's Christmas ornaments because I am trying to get them. I do 20 for her and then I keep going. And my goal is to have her 20 done before I leave. And I've got 14 done. I should get another 1 or 2 done today. So I should do it. Okay, let's get to it. Let me first show you my sweater. So this is Dre Renee Knits. I have a funny story. It is knit using the called for needle gauge and Knit Picks DK weight wool ease, or no, wool of the Andes. I think it's 100% merino wool. I started it in May, I think, finished the knitting a long time ago, then finally got around to blocking it and sewed in the edges, thought I had them all in, and I put it on the morning of my birthday and I found 3 more. So first let me show you this. So it's meant to be cropped. I wore it with a skirt, like a high skirt, and then I had like this kind of part tucked into it. It's meant to be kind of big. I do have a tank top on, so don't think that I'm giving you all a free show. But it fits great. It's really, really comfortable. I like the length of the sleeves. I wish that these pants were a little higher rise, but I think it came out really great. So I'm now going to quickly change because it's too hot in my house for this wool sweater, so hold please. Okay, we're back, and now in just a plain sweatshirt. Next, I have 2 more finished objects that are definitely not FFO'd. I finished the shawlette that I'm making for my sister-in-law, that I made for my sister-in-law. I can't remember what the pattern's called, but it needs to be blocked and all the edges sewn in, but you don't sew the edges in until after you block. So if I were wearing it, I would put it around my neck like this, bring it back around, tuck. That's how I would wear it. Because it's a shawlette. It's definitely not like a huge shawl. It'll stretch a little bit when I block it. Like it'll go down quite a bit more. So to block, I will give it a bath in lukewarm water with some wool wash in it, even though this is mostly acrylic. And then I have blocking wires for shawls, so I'll put the wires down and it'll be beautiful. So this was like an ombre selection of colors. The white was left over from a baby blanket, and then it went in this order. So I was out of white. I had maybe like this much of a ball left when I got down to the light gray. So that was the end. That's the ugly side, so let's look at the pretty part. So that was how I got to the end. And then I hadn't used the teal or the green again, so I made her, these also need the edges sewn in, but I made her fingerless mitts. So just for wearing like at your desk. but I did the same pattern, like with the white. I used the very last of the white for these. So her birthday is December 22nd, I think. So I'm unclear if I will give that to her for her birthday or for Christmas, because I also have another gift coming for her. And then my current whips are, I don't have a picture of this handy, but I've just done like maybe 30 stitches on this, oh, more than 30, I'm lying to you. I did a little bit of work on this, is it Owl Forest? It's the Spooky Halloween Village on a 14 count Murky with the called for DMC. So I've done all of this in the black letters since you last saw it. And I'll probably be showing this to you again because I am taking this with me to the retreat. And the end of this video is going to be about what I'm bringing with me, because I haven't been stitching much because I'm so busy. I always think October is going to be like slow. It's my favorite month of the year. And this October has been wonderful. It's been moody and wet and windy and dark and like romantic. Love it. Nobody else does, but I do. Mark and I went on our fall foliage train ride we do every year, and we went up to the Adirondacks. I think I posted a video, like a reel, on my Instagram, but it was just, it poured all day and it was cold, but it was just the best day. You know, we were together, the leaves were pretty. It was, when we were walking across this bridge at one point, we had gone on a trail. It was paved, but a trail in this town. It was just us, nobody else was out. And you literally saw the leaves coming down, like, and just floating to the ground. And I was like, that's it. That's autumn for me. And it was just magic. It was magic. So I love this time of year, but I have been busy. We went to the symphony one night. I had my birthday and I've been celebrating all month. So I've also gained 5 pounds. But it's been well worth it. I had a wonderful birthday. I don't know why people take the day off work, because every time I walked into my office, I had a card from either a sister or a fellow staff member. I don't think I paid for lunch all week. So it was great. So yeah, I had a great birthday. I'm sad about getting older, but that's okay. So my other whip is a knitting project. I am making mittens for my godson and his 2 sisters. So I'm doing, this is a child size. They say it's child size. They said from the thumb to go 3 inches up, which feels kind of big. So I think this pair will be for the older sister. It's just a cream. It's called Woolies, and it used to be like 40% wool. Now it's only 20%, but it's cheap and washable. And then for my godson, I'm going to also do, a little hat to match. So the patterns are from, if you're a knitter, where did I just put my bloody blasted silly harumph cell phone? I just had it. So if you are a knitter, there is an app for Tin Can Knits, and that's who I got my, found it. That's who I got my, so it looks like this. It's free. It comes with like 8 of their very many patterns, and then they're adding more. And if you've already paid for them, it syncs right into the app, like, because Beloved's not included. But it's great. So like, this is what's included: the barley hat, the flax sweater, which I'm currently working on, the mittens in every size, a cardigan, socks. This is the Beloved. I did pay for that. That's why I have it in there. But it's a wonderful child's hat pattern. I highly recommend. But yeah, just lots of patterns. And then I did make a donation so that I will get a couple free patterns added, which is great. But I'm doing that's the fingerless mitts. I just modified that from that mittens pattern. I'm doing 3 pairs of mittens and the Beloved hat for my godson. So I am going to take my mittens with me. They're small. I'm taking 2 knitting projects. with me to the retreat. Anyway, back to my whips. Then, as you all know, I do ornaments for Fra every year, and this year I am doing these really beautiful beaded ones. And like I said, I have 14 done, and I bought enough to do, it was from one of those online magazine craft, Herschers or something. I bought enough to do 24, but they give you a lot of extra supplies in everything except for these little gold beads. But I have some gold beads that I'm going to sub in. So I'm just going to go until I run out of supplies. I have no use for the leftovers, so let's do it. So 14 down, a bajillion more to go. But they're beautiful, and I'm really happy with the ornaments for this year. And now, my other cross-stitching whip. I thought I'd have at least the stitching finished. This is Celtic Autumn. I'm using 32 count natural linen, I think. It's been so long. This is my oldest whip. I am using the conversion from Little Cat, which can be found on the Lavender and Lace Celtic Ladies Facebook page. I was gonna stitch these leaves, but I can't figure out how, so I might see if I can find some leaves that I can just sew on, like beads. The last time you saw it, I was working on the skirt. That took forever. It's beautiful though. So all of this fill-in, it was like confetti, to be honest with you. It's so many colors. But here she is. So the skirt is completely done. The green shawl is done, and now I'm working on her white top, and I just put some flesh color in for her hands this morning. So, sorry, it's kind of getting blown out, but you get the general idea that she's beautiful. So now my goal is to have it done by Thanksgiving. The end of autumn, we'll have it done. She's beautiful. I did discover today yet another color that either I've been using the wrong thing or it hasn't been called for yet, and that is DMC 781. And I forgot that color that I didn't have last time, I needed it for up here in these two letters, so I do still have to sew those in. I wish that the white wasn't so blown out. That's a little better. It's beautiful though. Like, sincerely, she's a stunner. Stunner. And I'm getting there. The skirt took a long time, and then I've had a lot of trouble with that top section that I'm currently working on. So this and this white here and now into her hands, I have been having a heck of a time with that. It's definitely, I'm wrong in quite a bit of it, and that just is what it's going to be. It is what it is, my friends. We're fudging it. We are fudging it. Her hair is so pretty, but it is so many colors. Okay, so I have haul. I have so much haul. It's feast or famine with me. I either have no haul at all or tons, and I have a weird amount of knitting haul. I have bought or been given more knitting stuff than I have gotten in probably since I started cross stitch. First off, I told you all last time that I had yarn coming from a shop in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know if it's Oregon or Washington. I don't remember. But this is the pattern I'm going to be doing. It's by Petite Knits, and it is the Sunday sweater. And I really wanted to start it right away. And then I remembered Christmas was coming, and your girl has a lot of gifts to knit. So I did get a couple bags of this Malabrigo. It's the Aurora is the yarn, and then the color is called Neverland. And it is my favorite color. Obviously, I have it on. So it's like a dusty, pinky, beautiful, smells like vinegar. It must be freshly dyed. And it is made in I thought it was, yeah, it's made in Peru, which I thought it was. And it is 100% superwash, which means it can be washed merino wool. So that's that. Then for a birthday gift, I got 2 cross-stitch books from my friend Neshka. Stitch Lit, which is 25 cross-stitch patterns for book lovers. Love it. Read harder. I need to read more. And then Spray and Stitch, which is cross-stitch with easy spray paint techniques, which I think is a lot of fun. My friend Neshka is the best book buyer that's ever been. Then I had pre-ordered for myself, even before I got back into knitting, I just had to have it. The Fellowship of the Knits, the unofficial Lord of the Rings knitting book. And I went through it, and I found this. It's a dwarf helmet, and my dad is a dwarf, except my dad's 6'3", but he's a big guy. He loves the dwarves. So I sent it to my brother and was like, I gotta make this for Dad. So I went to Hobby Lobby because they do still have some sock yarn, even though I've been loath to go to Hobby Lobby. And I got this. It's like a brownie, creamy, whitey brown color. So that's for that. And then on a whim, someone was selling for fairly cheap some Lucettes on like Stash Unload, so I grabbed one. I love Lucettes. I think next year for Christmas I might have an idea for Christmas ornaments. And then I got this for super cheap. I have the first one. This is the sequel, and this is Harry Potter Knitting Magic. And there is some beautiful stuff in here, but the one that stuck out to, a couple of them stuck out to me, but one of them really grabbed me, and that is the Hogwarts Castle Cowl. So I do want to make that. Love it. And then I decided I needed another hobby, and I decided I was going to get into watercolors. I've never been into painting ever, so I don't know what came over me, but I got myself this little at Michael's for my birthday. I had a coupon. This watercolor kit. I wasn't originally going to get a kit, but it was a bunch of the stuff that I needed, and it was cheaper to get the kit. And it was pretty, and it all came in a box. So it's got some paper in it, techniques, a small palette, a water pen, and 2 brushes. And then I got it because I wanted to do these. I think it's my anxiety. I have been all about Harry Potter the last couple months. I just want to escape to that world. So I got this, which is Watercolor Magic, and they kind of teach you how to do it. And I did not get the palette that they recommended because it was $61. So I got 2 much cheaper palettes at Michael's and 2 packs of brushes. When I'm done Froz ornaments, then I can watercolor to my heart's content. So that's most of my, I think that's all the actual haul I have. But let's talk what I'm taking to the retreat. So I'm working a half day Thursday. The retreat is in Philadelphia. It's called Sweater Weather, which is ironic because Philadelphia in October is hot. It's not cool. It's not pleasant. It's going to be like 90 degrees. So it is at the Hilton at Penn's Landing, which is like one of the more expensive hotels in the city. Definitely an expensive conference site. I've been to a couple conferences there. Parking is very expensive. And then you're down by the water. So you're not really close to much. Everything's a bit of a walk. I don't mind that. We're going to go, I'm picking Jen up at the airport on Thursday. I got some snacks and stuff at the store for us today and soda that she likes. I have kicked around parking in a different lot because it's so expensive, but the less driving I have to do at 5:30 in the afternoon in Philadelphia, the happier I'll be. So I have a feeling that I'm just going to park in there a lot because she lands at 20 after 4 and traffic's going to be awesome. Luckily, the Phillies aren't playing, so I do have that going for me. So parking is expensive, but that's okay. We're going to go for we'll walk. Once my car is parked, that's it. We're walking. I'm walking everywhere. Everything's within, like, not too many blocks. You know, people should just wear sneakers. It's impossible to find parking close to anything. So I'm a little nervous. This is my first time in Philly since I got sick in April. And everything's going to be fine. So I'm just going to drink a lot of water. I'm going to hopefully exercise in the morning before the stitching room opens and just have a good time. I do have to go to the cardiologist Monday morning, so I'm going to have to leave a little earlier than everybody else on Sunday because I'm going to have to get home. And then I'm also leaving Fra for much longer than I've left her recently and much longer without anyone coming to check on her. So I'm cooking all her food in advance. I'm hard boiling eggs, the whole thing. But I do want to make sure that, like, she's taken care of. So anyway, what I'm bringing. First, apparently there's 8 people at a table, so I made little bags. And I'm just going to reopen this one because I made 8 and there's only, I don't need one. So I got, this is a local candy company it's right next to Scranton. It's in Dunmore, but it's Scranton. And it's chocolate peanut butter bars. I had stickers made at a local printer. I got 150 for like $40. If anybody wants one, leave a comment. And I put my YouTube address and my Instagram on them. This is my favorite kind of pen, so everybody's getting one of these. And a stitch marker. Or a stitch marker. I got knitting on the brain. A needle minder. So everybody at my table is getting one of those. And then for projects that I'm bringing, I'm pretty sure I'm starting 1 or 2 things while I'm there. Hopefully, but Jen's bringing that. She's in charge of that. I'm bringing the mitts that I showed you. I'm bringing the Owl Forest. Not Owl Forest. I can't remember, but the Halloween project. I am bringing my next Prairie Schooler. This bag is going to fall apart by the time the Prairie Schooler Santas are done. So that'll be $19.95. That's my last one for this year. I don't plan to start this, but I wanted to have something with me because what if I get mad at everything else? And I'm driving, so I can bring what I want. And that's the sampler of the month. I'm on June. And this is by Country Cottage Needleworks. I am bringing Frogwarts Year 2 because the bottom, this part here, is repetitive. So I'm going to bring that to work on. And then if for some reason I finish that, I can always work on the dragon. So here's where I am on that. I thought I had very little done. I have a little more done than I thought, so. But I'm just going to work on that bottom part. That's so easy. I don't have to think about it. I am bringing a hoop, though, because this is 32 count. And it's a little harder for me to do that in hand. So I have 2 sized hoops to bring. And then the other knitting project I'm bringing is that cardigan or sweater I showed you. And I'm doing it in striped oranges. Hang on, let me not drop any stitches. There we go. What a mess. The problem with stripes is it's very messy. And initially I was going to make this for myself. But I have a friend whose birthday's in December and Christmas is in December, and orange is her favorite color. So maybe it was meant to be that I got this yarn. So I am bringing that to work on in case I need something more to do. So I think that's all the projects that I'm bringing with me. You never know, I might panic pack more. I'm bringing all of that in like this, it was in the Frogwords bag, I think last year. It's a huge cross-stitch duffel that I've never used. And then I have a suitcase. My clothes are all packed already. And then I have some like breakfasty stuff that I'll put in there. And I think that's it, but it's going to be great. I can't wait to go. I am nervous. It's going to cost a fortune. I'm a little nervous about that, but it is what it is. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. All right. So when I come back, I should have a couple projects to show you, and I should have the stitching finished on Celtic Autumn. So fingers crossed for that. I hope you guys are having a wonderful autumn, and I can't wait to catch up with you soon. Stay safe. Bye.